What's up my friends, welcome back to the channel. Now if you're watching this video, you are probably an athlete, even more probably a runner, and you've heard of Suunto. Suunto makes epic running and adventure watches. Well, did you know they also make headphones, specifically bone conduction headphones? And on this video, I will be reviewing their top of the line Suunto Wing, and these are bone conduction headphones. And they've got some pretty nifty features that I bet you haven't seen before. Let's get into it. First of all, I do just want to say a big thank you to Suunto. They were kind enough to send me this pair of the Wing for the purpose of review. However, they're not paying me, they haven't told me what to say, and they are not going to get to see this video before you do. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about price. Because price is important, especially when you're going to be spending your hard-earned money on a pair of headphones that is specific for sports or being outside. So my pair of the Suunto Wing will cost $200. And yes, I know that is a little expensive, especially compared with the competition, but my pair comes with something that the competition doesn't come with. So you already know that it does come with the actual headphones. They look very similar to other bone conduction headphones that you may have seen, and they work in the same way. And my version of the Suunto Wing comes with this. This is a charging bank, and we'll get more into that in just a second and what you can actually do with it. But that's the reason that my version is $200. Now on Suunto's site, you can only buy these two as a combo, right? The headphones and the power bank. But if you go on Amazon, you do have an option to buy the Suunto Wing without the power bank. And without the power bank, the Suunto Wing alone costs $170, which is right in line with and even a little less than the competition. But if you can swing it, I highly recommend getting this power bank. It's a pretty handy little tool, but we'll talk more about that in just a second. Now, the Suunto Wing does come with a couple other things. We do have a charging cord. Now, the charging cord is a magnetic proprietary cord. So we've got USB-A on one end and then the Suunto magnetic link on the other. And that just connects right into the headphones in a very satisfying magnetic click. So while we're talking about charging, let's talk about battery life, because the Suunto Wing on their own have a battery life of up to 10 hours. Now, it does take up to an hour to fully charge the Suunto Wing, and that's when you get that up to 10 hours of listening time. Now, if you do get the Suunto Wing with the extra power pack, this gives you an additional 20 hours. So effectively, you have 30 hours of listening. And the Suunto Wing, the actual headphones do click into the power bank in a very satisfying way. They sit in right like that. You can see the lights lighting up, just telling me that my power bank does have a full charge. Now, Suunto also does send this little piece of plastic with it, and this basically holds the headphones onto the power bank, and it looks something like that when the clip is on. Now the headphones aren't just going to fall out. Now I've got to say, I'd probably only use this clip if I was going to charge them and then throw it in a bag, because the headphones do stay on the charging block on their own when they're just sitting on my desk. But this little clip is going to be handy if you're out traveling, if you're away from home, just to make sure everything stays together. Now the headphones themselves do have a quick charge feature. You can plug these in for 10 minutes and you get up to 3 hours of listening time. That's pretty good. And if you were wondering how much charge you have left in your power bank, there is a little button here on the top, and if you hit that, it lights up and you can see I have almost a full charge. We have 3 full lights and 1 blinking light on the top. Now back to what comes in the box when you buy it. Suunto does include a little soft bag. That's just to throw these in. And I know that some of you are going to say, but Matt, some of the competition provides a nice hard case for their bone conduction headphones. And to that I would say yes, the hard case is very nice. It's nice to be able to throw them in the case. But I do have to tell you, as someone that has used bone conduction headphones for many years and had some of those hard cases, I have never used them, not even once. And the same reason that I don't use the hard case is the same reason that I'm not going to use this storage bag, and that is because they are very resilient. And I will throw these things in a bag and I will throw them up on the dash of my car and I'll leave them on my desk. And ultimately it comes down to this. These are a pair of headphones and I can't stand being precious with things. Like if I feel too attached to it that I have to put them in a protective carry case when I'm not using them, that's going to keep me from using them to how they're meant to be used. So in my experience, at least in the month that I've been using the Suunto Wing, they are extremely resilient. The soft bag that they come with are going to protect them from dust. But guys, the Suunto Wing are IP67 rated, so there's not much dust getting in here. And IP67 rated is also a high waterproof rating, so you don't have to worry about going out in the rain. You certainly don't have to worry about sweating. Now, they're not made for swimming, but when I come home from my run, I do just run these under the tap and they work perfectly afterwards. They are waterproof at IP67. Oh, and they aren't made from titanium. They're titanium covered in a silicone, so it's a very resilient material, a very resilient pair of headphones. Now, I want to just circle back to the reason that you would choose bone conduction headphones over headphones that either cover your ear or actually go in your ear. And that's because when you put on the Suunto Wing, you can see here that my ear canal is open. So even if I am listening to something, my ear canal is still open to the elements and I can hear any potential dangers such as people, cars, animals that might be coming up behind me. These are the only headphones that I will use when I'm out running, and if you are a cyclist, then they are definitely the only option for you if you want to remain safe. Now, one of my favorite features on the Suunto Wing, and you may have noticed it, but you probably didn't, and I'll show you again just in case you didn't notice, but when I put it onto the power bank, the Suunto Wing themselves actually light up. We can see red lights on both sides. And this is the main reason. I mean, the power bank is one of the main reasons, but these red lights on the side is the main thing that separates the Suunto Wing from the competition. And you have three options with these lights on the side. You can have them on constantly, you can have them flashing, or you can have them flashing specifically SOS, like SOS in Morse code. Now, as someone that runs outside, mostly in the dark, I love the idea of having these lights, and I know it's very difficult to see in the studio, but I love the idea of having these lights just on the side of my head, just to make me a little more visible to those around me, whether that's people or cars. Now look, I realize that these are very small lights, so perhaps you have to get right up on me before you actually see them, but the point is that something is better than nothing, and I feel a lot more safe when I'm out running with the red lights on my Suunto Wing. Something I would like to see in the future, because these are just on the sides of my head. I guess they wrap around the back just slightly, but I would like to see Suunto to just maybe add some LED lights right on the back. Is that possible, Suunto? Just to add that little bit extra of safety. But for now, we don't have that. We have the lights on the side, and I am definitely here for it. I think this is a huge safety feature that I am surprised that in 2024, this has just come to these headphones. I absolutely love it. Now, the lights can be controlled in two different ways. There is the Suunto app. Oh, and I should say right off the bat that you don't need to use the app in order to use the headphones. You can control the lights by the buttons on the headphones, and you can just cycle through the 3 or 4 settings of lights, 4 if we include off as a setting, but you can just press and hold the down volume button and you'll rotate between off, solid, blinking, and SOS. Now I'm going to put this up on your screen so you can see it a little more clearly, but there are a couple things that you can control via the app. Now, because you can connect the Suunto Wing to the app, you are able to update the firmware. So if there's any improvements that Suunto makes, they will just push it through to your headphones and you can update them and be on your way. But if we look at my app right now, we can see that my headphones are at 92%. We've got head movement control, LED light switching. Let's just go and take a look at that. We can turn on the LED lights. Again, you don't need the app. If I was to toggle that off, I can then just turn on the lights using the button on the headphones. But if I wanted them to be on all the time, I can just turn the LED lights on the app and I can choose between flashing, SOS, or constant. You can turn on dual device connection, and basically this allows you to connect the Suunto Wing to 2 devices at the same time. And I would use this feature sometimes when I am watching YouTube on my iPad, but then all of a sudden I get a phone call. So when the phone call comes in on my phone, my Suunto Wing will switch over to the phone and I'll be able to answer my phone using the Suunto Wing. Let's go back. You can also change the sound mode on the app. I have it on normal. Normal is described as a balanced frequency band suitable for various daily scenarios. And then you have an outdoor setting. Now the outdoor setting has higher volume suitable for outdoors and noisy environments, but I haven't found that to be necessary. I have only been using it in the normal setting even when I'm outside, and the sound has been great. There's been no issues. Now before we continue with the app, I should just tell you that Suunto does send a pair of earplugs with the Suunto Wing. So if you did have them on your head and there was a lot of exterior noise, you could just put in these earplugs and you would hear your music a lot better. In fact, now we're here, I'll tell you about a downside of bone conduction headphones, and that is because you have this safety feature of having your ear canals open, if there's a lot of exterior noise, that can drown out whatever you're listening to, be it your music, your podcast, watching YouTube. And I found that bone conduction headphones are not ideal with a lot of outside ambient noise, like on an aircraft. But if you were sitting on an aircraft and you've got that hum of engines all around you, you can just throw in the earplugs and that will make the music that you're listening to come in a lot clearer because you're blocking any outside noise. Okay, now we're back to the app. I want to talk to you about this. This is head movement control. I guess I don't know about you, but I hadn't seen this before. So let's just say that you are riding a bike or you're rock climbing and you're holding onto the side of a mountain and all of a sudden your phone rings and it's connected to your Suunto Wing. Well, all you have to do is nod your head and it answers the phone. And look at this, my wife is calling right now. Let's answer the phone using the head movement control. Hello? Hi, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, I can hear it now. I've answered the phone. Say hi to everyone on the YouTube.
Hi everybody on YouTube.
Okay, switching you back to headphones. Okay, thanks for calling. I love you. Bye-bye. And there it is. That's how you answer the phone. You just have to nod your head twice. You can also switch tracks and the music you're listening to by shaking your head. You can't hear the music I'm listening to, but you can see on the screen that I'm switching tracks. There it is. Okay, I do have to say that that is not something that I will have turned on all the time, because mainly when I'm out for a run, I don't mind just reaching up and pressing the button to answer a phone call. I also don't mind pressing the button a couple of times just to switch tracks. Through my experiment, I found that the head movement control requires quite a bit of movement, and as I've been testing it, it's become quite tiresome, like shaking my head to switch tracks all the time. But maybe if you're only doing it once in a while, it's going to be absolutely fine. But I think for me at least, that head movement control is one of those features that I'm glad I have it, even though I don't think I'm really going to use it. But maybe you will. Oh, another big feature of the Suunto Wing is that it has anti-wind noise up to 30 kilometers an hour. And basically the software in the Suunto Wing eliminates the wind, so if you are talking on the phone, it's going to be a lot clearer than it would be if it didn't have that anti-wind noise technology. Now, 30 kilometers an hour is pretty quick, so let's just give this a test when I'm out for a run and kind of filming myself.
All right, this is a test of the microphone capability of the Suunto Wing. How does it sound? Is it clear? It's actually very still right now where I'm at, so this should be about the best sound that you're going to be able to get out of the Suunto Wing. So they say that it's a 10-meter Bluetooth range. I only have it on a stick, so it's very difficult to set anything up, but maybe I can use this tree. Okay, that's going to have to do. So I'm going to move away from the camera. Now, they do say that the Bluetooth range is about 10 meters. So how does this sound? How does this sound right as I'm getting further and further away? You may even not be able, but I'll use him waving my arms as I'm getting a little closer. So how is the sound as I'm moving back and forth across the camera? All right, how does that sound? But here I come. So now let's do a little test to see if we can recreate some wind as we're actually moving, to see if that gets a little windy. So how about when we're running like that? How does that sound? Okay, now let's see about actually holding the camera and running with it. See if we can get a little more wind. There is a little bit of wind out here, so we're going to see if that kind of makes the microphone, just if you can hear the wind in the microphone, because remember there is that wind reduction technology in the Suunto Wing. How does it sound now? You can feel the wind has picked up just a little bit. How does it sound? Suunto Wing, run test in the wind. I hope that the microphones were picking me up very clearly.
So guys, I do just want to let you know that if you haven't used bone conduction headphones before, the sound is not like the sound that you get from in-ear headphones or over-ear headphones. The Suunto Wing is using more vibrations in order to get the sound into your inner ear. So because of that, the sound isn't going to be as high a quality as it would with in-ear headphones or over-the-ear headphones. But I have tested a lot of bone conduction headphones, and I can tell you that the Suunto Wing are as good as it comes. Of course, the bass is a little limited, but again, that is if we compare it to in-ear or over-ear headphones. That's not a fair comparison. I think for what these headphones are used for, so we're talking sports, running, cycling, climbing, I think the sound quality is absolutely acceptable, and I cannot say a time when I have been at the gym and I've been working out and I thought, oh, I wish the sound was a little better. The sound is absolutely fine. Just know that an audiophile is probably not going to be using the Suunto Wing unless, of course, they like to go for a run. But I don't want that to keep you from buying a pair of the Suunto Wing. They work extremely well, and the features that Suunto brings with the Suunto Wing, so the lights on the side, the option of having the power bank, I think makes it a very viable option for runners and athletes everywhere. So guys, now I want to hear from you. Have you ever used bone conduction headphones? Are you thinking about picking up a pair of the Suunto Wing? Drop a comment and let me know. And of course, I'm going to place links in the show notes below in case you want to pick them up from Suunto or from Amazon, and I'll place links for both the version with the power bank and without. And with that, it's Matt B. This has been my review of the Suunto Wing. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.